Hey everybody, Mr. Covey here, and I'm going to show you today how to multiply matrices. So the first thing you have to do is see if you can multiply the matrices, and in order to do that, you need to write down the dimensions of both matrices. That first matrix is 2 by 1, and that second one is 1 by 2. You know you can multiply the two matrices because these inner numbers are the same. So since those inner numbers are the same, you can multiply these two matrices. And the matrix you're going to get is going to be these outer numbers. So when I multiply these two matrices, I'm going to end up with a matrix that's 2 by 2, since those outer numbers are. So now I'm going to get this 2 by 2 matrix. All I have to do is figure out the four numbers that they get. So what you do for this is you look at the row of the first matrix and the column of the second matrix, and where they overlap is the way I think about it, tells you what entry that's going to give you. I'll explain that a different way. So since that 6 is on the top and that -5 is on the left, together those are going to tell you the top left entry. Okay? So I'm going to take that 6, and what you do is multiply entry. So again, the 6 is on the top, the -5 is on the left. So if you multiply them together, it tells you the top left entry of your new matrix. Okay? If I take the top number, the 6, and the 4, the right number, it's going to tell me the top right entry. So my top right entry is going to be 6 times 4. If I take the -3 and the -5, it's going to tell me my bottom left entry. So I do -3 times -5. And to get my bottom right entry, I need to do bottom times the right one. So I'm going to do -3 times, calculate out what each of those are, and I'll get my 4 entries. So my answer, the matrix I get for my answer, is going to be -30, 24, 15, and -12. So that's the matrix I get when I multiply these two matrices here. Okay? I'm going to walk through a few examples of this with you. Here's two matrices. First one's 2 by 2, and the second one's 2 by 2. Since that inside number is the same, you can multiply them. You're allowed to multiply them. Those outside numbers tell me that my matrix I'm going to get at the end is 2 by 2. And then I just need to figure out numbers to put in that matrix. I'm drawing it really big for a reason. So this one's a little trickier, but the way I think about it is you take the row of the first one. So I'm taking the top row of the first one and the left column of the second one. Together, that row and that column are going to tell me the top left entry of my matrix. Here's how I do that. I take -5 times -2, and I add to that -5 times 3. All that is my top left entry. So I paired together the first number in this column with the first number in this row, multiplied them, and added it to the second number in this row times the second number in this column. And again, it's all just giving me the top left number here. To get the top right number, I'm going to take the top row and the right column. I'm going to do -5 times -3 plus -5 times 5. That will tell me my top right entry. To get my bottom right entry, I'm going to take my bottom row and my right column and put them together to get my bottom right. So I'm going to do -3, -1 times -3, and I'm going to add to that 2 times 5. Now get me my bottom right. My bottom left entry, I'm going to take my bottom row and my left column and put them together. Again, when I say put them together, I mean multiply the first 2 numbers and add it to the second 2 numbers multiplied. So I'm going to do -1 times -2 plus 3 times 2. Tell me my bottom left entry. Now I'm all set up. I just have to calculate out what each entry is so I can write my matrix a little bit more concise. So this top left entry will be -10 minus 15, which will be -25. The top right entry will be, it'll be +10 minus 15. Let me flip that. It'll be +10 minus 15, so it'll be -5. This one will be +15 minus 25, which is -10. This one will be 2 plus 6, it'll be 8. And this one will be 3 plus 10, which will be 3. So here is my 2 by 2 matrix. That is the answer. The resulting matrix I get when I multiply those 2. Okay, let's try one more together here. Now I'm going to leave you one to do after. So again, I got a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 2. Since the inside numbers are the same, I can multiply them. The outside numbers will tell me how big the matrix I get will be. It'll be a 2 by 2. I like to write this big setup here. If I want to get the top left entry, I take the top row and the left column. I do -3 times 6 plus 5 times 1. To get the top right entry, I'm going to do -3 times -2 plus 5 times -5. To get the bottom right entry, I'm going to do 6 times -2 plus 1 times 1. And to get the bottom right entry, I'm going to do -2 times -2 plus 1 times -5. I have all my entries there. I just need to calculate out what they are. So I should get -13 up there, -11 there, -19 there, and -1 there. Again, that is my answer I get when I multiply these two. Okay. I want to look at one more example, and I want you to do this one and then bring it into class tomorrow, and we will talk about it. So I'll get you kind of set up here to start. This first one is 2 by 3. This second one is 3 by 2. So since those inside numbers are the same, I'm allowed to multiply them. The outside numbers tell me how big my answer matrix is going to be. So when I multiply these, I'm going to end up with just a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. So again, to get you started, to find the top left entry, I'm going to take my top row and my left column, and I'm going to start pairing them together. So I want you to do that and come into class tomorrow, and we will discuss this and be practicing multiplying matrices.